Welcome back, subscribers. It's Johnny Hopper. And if you can't tell, it's just time for... Alright, I know you guys all want to know why I decided to go with Husky again. So, let's boom, make it happen. If anyone's been following me on social media, not just this platform, but on Instagram, I've been thinking of a Honda, a Yamaha, a Kawasaki, and honestly, the Husky wasn't even on my mind just because I've been on Huskies since 17, 18, and 19. But I'm going to tell you why I decided to go back with a Rockstar Edition 20 and a half that I'm picking up tomorrow. So I haven't ridden in 5 months. You know, I've been trying this whole snowboard thing and I'm not that good at it. So it's been tough because you're good at something and then you try to be good at something else that you obviously suck at. It's difficult. So I want to get back to something that I'm good at. Anyway, let me just talk about first why I didn't pick the Yamaha. The Yamaha was honestly my number one for a while. Justin Barsha pretty much had me sold, saying the bike was stock.
For the most part, I've just been running the, stock chassis, stock engine right now.
And after winning at A1, it was indisputable that this bike was that good. And all the reviews I've been hearing, Michael Lindsay and his stuff, it just seemed like the Yamaha was it. I really liked the ECU, how you could manually change on the fly with a cell phone. I don't know why any of the other manufacturers haven't done that. Can you just imagine the social platform that if you go to Glen Helen and you're like, oh man, Ken Roxon or Jeff Walker was using this map, I'm going to plug that in too because he's obviously fast. He knows what to do. I could just see how that platform just exploding for them, being able to market that more to sell more motorcycles. I personally like it. Anybody that races motorcycles, we jet these bikes constantly. And even because they're fuel injected, now you just have to have a damn laptop with you to change it. But anytime you put a pipe on it, you change the head, different cams, different fuel, different altitude, it changes everything. So really, really, the mapping is where it's at in these bikes. Make it more accessible to us consumers. And everyone's been loving the power that thing makes. I've ridden a couple 2019s and I was blown away at how fast they were. I rode my vet motorcycle, my FC 450, and I thought this bike was good and the power delivery was nice. And then I freaking rode the Yamaha and I'm going, I want a Yamaha. This bike's way faster. So I was sold. But when I went down to the dealership and I sat on the motorcycle, I realized how heavy and fat that bike was.
I'm sorry that I'm fat.
The bike is 245 pounds. I'm 150 pounds. And I couldn't get over just how fat it was. So just the ergonomics right there, I knew I wasn't going to buy this bike. Even though I've ridden the 2019s before, it's just something that I don't think I could get over or let alone drop 10 grand for. Not to mention potentially the brakes. I mean, the brakes aren't bad, but they're no Brembos. So moving on to the Kawasaki. Kawasaki was my next choice. Pretty much bike of the year. Everyone's saying this thing is great. Eli Tomac, AC making this bike look awesome. I was going, you know what? This would be the bike I would buy if I was getting back into racing. This is it, because some of the pieces, parts that I'm going to talk about here in a second, I would change anyway. So one of the things that I really liked was the motor. People say this motor is super strong. I'm nervous of my background. I was a Team Green rider for 2015, 2016. Those bikes were tanks. They were heavy. They were fat. And it felt like a tank on the motocross track. It definitely felt more of like a tractor. Seems like they've changed all that. Bike is extremely skinny, which I like. The bike is much lighter. It's 232 pounds. So, 15 pounds lighter than the Yamaha.
This is true. Every time I go out to eat with somebody, at least one person will be like, hey man, why are you sweating? Like, what's up with that? We're not racing. I'm like, we're not? I thought we were racing. No.
And it has a hydraulic clutch now. Now that I've been with the Husky for a few years, hydraulic clutch is where it's at. Okay. It helps with arm pump. You don't have to push as much. The feel isn't quite as easy. I mean, it's easier to be able to tell when your clutch is going out when you have an actual cable clutch. The hydraulic clutch, it's hard to tell. But what I didn't like that I would change if I was racing against was wheels. I knew I was going to waller out, eggshell those things first time I overjumped something. No skid plate. Same thing. Which is easy. I could all buy this stuff. Yeah, guys, I get it. The rubber bar mounts, I hate those. Every time I crashed, I'd bend those damn rubber bar mounts, and I'd be going down the track, turning the opposite direction because I don't know, it's just riding, trying to catch. They hoping that they gonna catch me riding. It's just not, it just didn't work for me. It's not conducive for the hopper riding. And then the triple clamps, those damn things, them being cast, dude, they're just soft. Every time you fall, again, your front wheel's tweaked, bars are going this direction. Ugh. And then the brakes. I can't get over the brakes. Again, they're not Brembos. And the brake pads. Last time I was on a Cowie, I'd go through brake pads like every 2 weeks. And yeah, they were cheap. They were like $20 compared to the Brembos are like $80. When I have Brembos, they last for 3-4 months. I love them. If I was to go back into full-on racing, this would be the bike I'd buy. Because I'd buy a skid plate. I'd buy new wheels for it. I'd buy new bars. I'd buy new triple clamps. I'd put Galfer rotors and an oversized caliber on it. There'd be a lot of stuff that I do. And with it being the back to spring forks, it just screams, this is a racer's dream bike right here. Not for me anymore. Just for the sheer fact that I'm old. I'm almost 30. I'm going to be 30 in July. I'm retired. Got injuries. I don't want to spend time building this motorcycle up. I want to just unload it at the track on a weekend warrior and go ride. I'm not trying to set any new records. So this is why I picked the Rockstar Edition, because it was an all-in-one package for me that I could just go ride. It had stronger wheels on it. They changed the issue with the spokes with my old 450s where I was having to tighten them every ride, which you should still tighten them every ride, but the Husky spokes have been ridiculously loose the last 3 years I've ridden Huskies. They say they've changed that on this new Rockstar. We'll see. We'll see. Hydraulic clutch. Again, love the hydraulic clutch. Silencer FMF pipe. Looks cool. Does it do much? Maybe. Horsepower? Maybe. The bars. No crossbar. Love it. Easier, a little bit of flex. Helps with my arms. Brembo brakes. Love it. Stopping power. If you've never ridden a bike with Brembo brakes before, you need to. They're awesome. Triple clamps. These have got like the X-Trig triple clamps knockoffs. They just don't say it. So when I crash, which I'm going to crash, it's not going to tweak on me. I love it. They say they've changed the mapping. My last model of the bike, I hated the motor because the mapping sucked. It's kind of a lockdown ECU, hard to map. The Husky guys say that they've changed that now. They've made it a little bit more aggressive. So I'm interested to see that. They had me sold when I heard that.
Is just how good the mapping is on this bike.
Just a little bit more livelihood in that motor. I'm sold. And the bike is light. It's at 223 pounds. And it has a skid plate to it. So it comes with some of the nicer things that I would buy on top. And But I don't have to touch it. I can just unload it and boom, it's ready to go. It's got the majority of what I need to it. The suspension, yeah, it's got the air forks, but they say they've changed it a bunch, make it a little bit more plush. I'm probably going to send my stuff to Factory Connections anyway, and I'll probably make another video on why I decide to send it to them as opposed to Enzo or anyone else, Race Tech. So, all in all, it just boils down to I'm becoming an old man, and I just want it ready, set, plug, turnkey. I can go riding. And that's what the Rockstar Edition 450 is for me. So, if you guys don't agree, which I think most of you won't, let me know in the comments below. If you do, just hit that subscribe button because we're both Husky riders. Oh, and the real reason why I probably didn't pick those other bikes is I didn't want to change my stickers. Like, my stickers are rad. Why would I buy a new bike because I'd have to change the stickers? That's not cost inducive. Duh. I made it through high school. Took me a little bit longer, but I know the cost of those stickers far outweighs these motorcycles. Yeah, pretty much. All right, till next time, this is Johnny Hopper. Bye.